Welcome everyone. This is Chase. He is a Bichon. Isn't he fluffy and cute? And he hasn't even had his hair cut yet. First of all, we are going to give him a bath. You should always give your dog a bath before you're going to groom it. It makes your end result look so good. Use whatever shampoo you like, little conditioning. Then we move on to the blow dryer. This is called a blaster. It blasts the water out, and you want to do that till your dog is completely dry, all the way dry. Then we spray them with this Ultramax finishing spray. It makes their hair soft and easily brushed. And this is what you call fluff drying. A lot of groomers don't do this anymore. I highly encourage it, especially if you're grooming your dogs at home. You brush down for mats and up if you have a curly haired dog to straighten those curls out. Because when you get onto the table to cut, you want to be cutting straight hair. If you cut curly hair, it's not going to be cut evenly. We always shave the pads out. You want all that hair so they don't bring in dirt into your house. Get every little hair in between their toes. I do scoop their eyes, but it's very minor. You don't want a big strip over their nose. Dremeling their nails. We do cut some, but I find the dogs enjoy dremeling a lot better, and you can get closer to the quicks. It's not as painful. Oh, sorry, Chase. I didn't know I was keeping you awake. Here's a close-up of the nails. I round off the tips. It seems to make their nails smoother, gets them a lot as short as you can, and that also shortens the quick so that their nails won't grow out as much. I can't teach you everything in one video, but if you have any questions as we go, write them down, comment below. If we need these videos to be longer, I can do that. We all have different breeds of dogs. The concepts are the same. In this version, I am using a number 2 clip comb. I use the wall clip combs, and I'm going to set his pattern. And what that means on a Bichon is that you're going to go over mostly the body. We're going to leave the legs fluffy. And see how I'm angling down on his back leg? That is the Bichon pattern. It makes you want their legs to be fluffy. These dogs are known to be just the cutest little fluff balls. You can see how I'm going down and around the tummy. And he is such a good boy. I mean, look at how he stands. Not every dog is going to stand like this. This took years of training. It's just like teaching your dog to sit or stand or do your tricks. You have to teach them to stand still on a table. If you're at home, I would highly recommend getting a table if you can. It just takes them off the floor and, gives them a sense that you're in control. And I do have a leash around his neck so that he also feels like I'm in control. You may have to move that out of the way to get around the head. You want to go right up to the collar line when you're doing your first blade. And I go right under the chin. This is not a show trim. These are pet dogs. We do not compete or anything like this, but we try to get as close to the breed cut as possible. And that's also within the customer's, whatever your customer would prefer to have their dog look like. Maybe they don't brush their dogs out as well at home in between appointments. So maybe suggest they get a little bit shorter of a Bichon clip. We call this a modified Bichon clip. And as you can see, I'm always going down towards the way that I want to go on their body. If you go backwards, sometimes that can take a lot more hair off than you want to take. A little bit about me while you watch me do the other side. My name is Samantha. I have owned a shop for 17 years now, and I have been grooming about 26 years. I've been teaching students for 17 years, and that's really because of necessity. We do not have a lot of grooming schools around where we are, and I have found that these shops that are charging a fee and then sending you on your way after 4 weeks, you're not getting a really good foundation. A lot of people do not know how to fluff dry, which, again, look at his coat. If I'd have left him curly and then started doing this haircut, you'd be brushing up and going over all day long. This clip comb I'm using on his legs is a 0 clip comb. It is the yellow one in your clip comb set if you have one. It leaves it about 1/2 inch long. Most Bichons are much more fluffy than this, but this is a nice clip for the area that we have. It can be very hot. We're here in North Carolina. And so I'm just going over the legs of the spots that I did not do with the 1-click comb, which is a bit shorter. I'm doing just the back of the head. On a Bichon, they can kind of look like they don't have ears, which is really cute. You know, you make it a nice round sun, and you'll see that when we do the head in a little bit. I am doing this fast. Oh, there he goes again. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping you awake, aren't I? You don't want to go in at the ankles. See where I'm combing right here? You don't want to run your blade over that because you want them to have a full, what we call piped leg, so it's nice and round. And I'm rounding the feet here. I mean, we can go into a lot more detail if you like. I'm just trying to show you the basics in this, but see how my scissors, now I'm experienced, so I point my scissors up sometime, but see how I'm pointing them down now? If you're a new groomer or at home, please point your scissors down, and wherever your tips are pointing, that's what you need to be staring at. Do not stare at the middle of the scissor, because you'll be cutting the tips of somewhere else and not even know you're doing it. So point your scissors down in the direction that you want to go. See, the tips of my scissors are pointed to the outside of that foot then. And again here, on the outside of the foot. If you point your tips on the inside, you will then cut his leg on an angle. And always fluff up. You can see me doing that throughout the whole time. I'm using my comb. Don't use your scissors to fluff up a dog. It's not grabbing the hair like you need it to do. And then when you go back, you'll be wondering why every time you brush up, you're getting more hairs. And that is because maybe the fluff drying wasn't as straight. But remember, I mean, this takes years of practice. You're not going to get this in the first go, but as with anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So don't give up. Even if your dog doesn't look that nice when you're done, don't give up. Keep doing it. Keep watching this over and over again. Keep practicing. Everything in the beginning is hard to do, or it seems difficult. But as you keep going, it'll get easier and easier. Look at his cute little foot. See how I'm cutting like the back of that foot? It makes it look like they're standing on their toes. You want to cut that hair right above the pad. Remember, cut down in the beginning. And just use like the top quarter of your scissors. Think about that when you're doing that. When you get the hand control and the practice, you will be able to turn those scissors up and you'll be able to hold it at a steady angle. But right now in the beginning, just cut everything down and also be ready to not close your scissors. It's great that you can cut dogs, but when they move or they, jump in the wrong direction, you do not want to be closing your scissors on a part of them. That's how dogs get cut. So here we are at the head, and this is going to take some practice. I'm not going to lie. I am using my curved Kenshi Loves. They're 9-inch. They are huge. Look at those things. They look enormous. But don't start with some 9 inches. Probably 7 or 8-inch scissors would be great to start off with. Combing down again. And with the curved scissors, it helps to get that angle. You can see the way I'm pointing it and angling it down towards his body. And now I'm combing out to fluff it up. You want it to stand up, up, up as much as you can. See how? And now you can see the little sticky outies. That's what I'm going after. Less is more, Just cut the sticky outies at the top, at the edge of the face, at the edge of the legs. It'll feel like you're cutting nothing at all, but as you can see, as we keep going over and over the same spot, it's starting to take shape. You have to do this a lot. Comb down, get the sticky outies. Oh, there's a little piece I saw. Comb down, get the sticky outies. And then as you keep going, you'll see that the shape is, look at that. It's just nice and round. I'll keep going over. So you pretend Don't worry, I'm not going to cut his ear off. I know exactly where it is, but I know you guys are thinking that. Know where your ears are. You know, you don't want to be cutting into the ear. But in this case, Bichons are not, they're supposed to look like they just have a nice round head. I always call it a sun, you know, or a moon. It's nice and round, cute. I know this video is going by fast and there's a lot of information, so just keep sticking with it. It's also decoration time. You know, my dogs know when they're done. Look how happy he is now. He's like, I look good, I feel good, I'm ready to go see my mom. This whole groom probably took about 2 hours. And when you do it, it'll probably take about 3 hours. But you'll get faster as it goes on. So stick with it, and I'll see you back here for another video soon.